Using all filthy language is not a talent. Talent is something we
Bro, my logic is simple. If you cannot make me laugh without being vulgar, you are not a good comedian.
One of his colleagues, they think that these youngsters are the over smart and they think us the outdated generation probably. One of them has gone to Canada and what he spoke there is well known to us.
He was making
The petitioner or his associates shall not air any show on YouTube or any other audiovisual mode of communication till further
This
order.
was only to avoid more FIRs against you.
My lords, right. Lord, may I only make one
But I have
request?
something
Lord,
to say
Lord,
after
would my lords, my lord, would my lords say, my lord, the petitioner shall not utter, my lord, one more profane word, my lord. The difficulty today is, my lord, the petitioner is a 31-year-old, my lord, person. He has 280 employees. This is his source of livelihood, not comedy. My lord, I understand he has no sense of humor, but I fully appreciate. But my lord, he interviews, my lord, personalities, sportsmen, my lord, politicians, spiritual leaders. This is how he earns a livelihood. So, my lord, he won't be able to, my lord, afford legal representation for himself eventually if, my lord, this condition continues. Therefore, only request my lords may consider.
Where are his other partners, by the way?
Lord, some of them have, my lord, I'm told one of them has, my lord, moved. Of course, my lord, they're not partners in any official capacity. The only, my lord, the reason they're associates is because they happen to be in the same show, my lord, on the same at the same time. Apart from that, they're not, my lord, associated in any professional capacity with one another.
Lord, can I say something? Lord, this is an isolated case, my lord. Your lordships have examined what he has said. It's not, my lord, just vulgar, it's perverse. But out of curiosity, I saw the show also, the show in which he participated. Lord, if I can say this with sense of responsibility, humor is one thing, vulgarity is another thing, perversion is yet another level. But I can say this with confidence. Lord, forget a man and a woman cannot see this show together. We and learned AG cannot see this show together. Your lordships cannot sit together and see this show. And they are really good people.
Families whose
I'm
survival is
sorry,
best.
with these writers, which your lordships very rightly, my lord, put, and he is also not disputing, my lord, there cannot be any objection. But my lord, having taken cognizance of an issue which is really troubling, and we cannot, my lord, prohibit a child to have an access to something which is merely mentioned plus 18, because now it's everything is an open domain. But something needs to be done, some kind of guidelines being laid down, etc., my lord, so that we don't compete with vulgarity abroad. Our notions of morality may be far different than, my lord, notions of other countries. My lord, difficulty is in USA, for example, burning of a national flag is a fundamental right under the First Amendment. We have that as a criminal offense.
That's right.
So,
society to society, even moral standards may vary. Because we can't impose, maybe that there are some very strict standards in different societies, whereas we are liberal on those standards.
absolutely.
We are liberal on those standards. We have guaranteed ourselves right to speech, right to expression, right to all these things. But then, as we said, what we have guaranteed is subject to certain.
Your lordships have very rightly said, subject to the writers.
So, we don't want any regulatory regime which eventually lead to a censorship.
It should never. It should never.
It should never.
No government should be
no
permitted
government
to have.
like none of the stakeholders would like to have.
No, it should not be.
But to say that it's free for all is also a very dangerous,
There has
very
to be,
dangerous
my lord, an
proposition.
equilibrium brought, where, my lord, humor ends and vulgarity begins. But there has to be a demarcating line, and somewhere something needs to be done.
You see, these YouTubers and these viewers, they will watch. There is an old person. He's, I think, 75 years old. Nowadays, his one video clip is there. People are sitting, people are watching, and people are laughing. And see the quality of humor here. That is known as humor. Humor is something where the entire family can enjoy. A particular group, nobody feel embarrassed. Even the program givers, the viewers, anyone. It should be, and that is what the talent exhibits. Using all filthy language is not a talent. Talent is something we use the very ordinary words and then make out a case of humor. That is what known. We have the excellent comedians in Bollywood. You will see in terms of, and those we have also very good writers in terms of writing humor. So see their expressions, see their dialogue, see their words. How do you? That's an element of creativity. It's an art.
And there were among stand-up comedians, there are many who are very critical to the government, but without crossing the limit of decency, morality, and vulgarity.
And they should.
They are very,
They can
very.
criticize the.
Yes, absolutely.
In a
It should be
democracy, they can
welcome.
criticize the government with that kind of
Absolutely,
humor. It's decent.
Therefore, I'm saying
should be.
no
That's a part
censorship,
of-
but some, and they are really good people. They really employ good humor.
So think of that. Learned attorney is also here.
Yes,
You are
yes.
here. Think of that. What can be a very limited regulatory measure, which must not lead to a censorship,
Censorship.
and
I
which
fully
must
vouch.
also have some element of control, so that it's a question of, after all, feeding the posterity also. The feeding
We owe
impressionable
that
age
to
of
the
the-
next generation.
the school-going children, impressionable age adolescents. All these need something to be done. Individuals' rights to watch anything is their individual rights. Nobody's, if somebody want to watch anything or a channel, let them do it. That's not the issue. But that because you have your commercial venture, you have commercial interest, and therefore you think that you can say anything, that should not be something.
While, my lord, not impinging upon somebody's freedom of expression, if some methodology can be laid down, my lord, I am all for it. My lord. It's not something can be done, my lord, but for clarity, my lord, freedom of expression is precious. Will have to be, my lord, protected.
What we will propose
But-
to do is,
But vulgarity or perversity, my lord, can never be allowed so as to reach, my lord, our next generation, children, my lord, especially.
what we tentatively propose to do is that we would impress upon the union that you draft something, that what can be the possible regulatory measure, as we said, balancing both.
Balancing, yes, certainly.
Then we will not do it anything, we will not even give an opinion on that. We would like that all stakeholders should be then invited. It should be brought in public domain. Let's have a healthy debate on it. That, and let us also try to identify that to what extent the society is ready to, for what kind of intake the society is prepared. That's extremely important. You can't feed something which the society as of now is not prepared. We are talking about our society, not of any other different jurisdictions. But similarly, regulatory measures to let us invite the media people, let's invite the other stakeholders, bar, everybody can contribute, and then we can see that what is the safeguard and the most safe, in a way, the measures which
For
which are
viewers
not,
and content creators both.
which are
Safe
not
for,
capable of misuse in future in any manner. That you can.
certainly,
think
well,
of
my
and-
logic is simple. If you cannot make me laugh without being vulgar, you are not a good comedian.
Because one of his colleagues, they think that these youngsters are the over smart, and they think us the outdated generation probably. One of them has gone to Canada, and what he spoke there is well known to us.
He was making fun. He was making a fun,
He was
sarcastic
thinking
remarks
that for the
against.
program that now I'm lawyer's fee is paid.
I know, but I didn't want to rake up that issue, but he went abroad and he was making fun of the procedure.
And probably they don't know the
But in
scope
fact-
of the jurisdiction which this court enjoys, and what probably can be done. We don't want to, because they are young, and we understand, we appreciate that if they behave like responsible people, otherwise we know how to deal with.
No, my instructions are that, my lord, the petitioner has nothing to do with this person.
We are
There's no
not saying-
professional
that's why
association.
We are not saying petitioner, that's why we are permitted.
My lords.
We are allowing.
Lordships. Not only one slight correction, my lord, my lords have said 19.4, the provision may be 19.2, but the language is the same. My lord, decency, morality, everything is
No,
there,
no,
so
that-
19.2.
19.2 and 4 probably both.
4 may relate to another, my lord, provision. 19.1A is, my lord, restricted by 19.
19.
But it's the same morality,
Correct, correct.
decency.
Decency, morality is there.
Your matter will go automatically.
No, I just want to clarify that I have joined, and both at Maharashtra and at Guwahati.
No, as far as your joining is concerned, you are unnecessarily before us. You have already got bail from the High Court.
Yes, no, I'm only clarifying that I have joined. I was before a lordship only for the trust.
But only for clubbing
Yes,
purposes.
Lord, I have joined, and they do not want me as of now. They do not want me again. my learned solicitor can get it clarified. I have joined over there. As I said,
If required, we'll call you.
yes, that's what they said.
But they will do it. Otherwise, you have already got protection from the
Yes,
NCR.
sir. Yes.
Would like to.
Like.
What do you?